Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Xinfin or XDC. I haven't talked about this asset in a separate video at all, I believe. But today we're going to be talking about it because I do think that the upside potential is absolutely massive. Now this is a very undervalued gem at 10 cents. I think that I honestly look at it as XRP at 10 cents. I always have almost looked at these two the same. They both are ISO 222 compliant, of course. I think Xinfin is doing incredibly well in terms of its major network or ecosystem that it's been building, and I think that this is going to prosper in the long-term viewpoints of things. So let's actually first off check out XDC and really kind of dive into the overall price points of it. So right now, currently sitting at about $1.2 billion in market cap. This hasn't been moving too much, honestly. It's been sitting stable at these prices. The highest that it went was currently about 18 cents currently, but I think that this has a lot more potential in it. Again, like I said, I look at this as XRP at 10 cents because it is almost, if not is as big as XRP is going to be. I think that this has a ton of upside potential, and we are only scratching the surface right now in terms of what we really kind of see in terms of research. So first off, before we fully jump into this, if you guys do want to get more content like my personal exit strategies, my portfolio insights, as well as my future plans with XDC, which I do plan on uploading to this website, you guys could get that at NCashOfficial.com. I do have a full Crusader trading bundle pack that includes everything on the site as well as all future products for free. So if you guys are interested into that, definitely check it out. But with that being said, let's fully jump into this. So we do see here, I'm buying XDC like it's 2017 XRP. I'm buying XDC like it's going to at least $3, which is super conservative, super safe. I'm buying XDC assuming trillions are gonna be demanding billions. I'm buying XDC to not just change my life, but my families and people who are in need, right? Now, I do fully agree with this. I think that XDC has an incredible future behind it. Honestly, when we're talking about XDC moving trillions of dollars, first off, all it really has to do is grab 1% of the global trade market. We're going to be talking about that. But also, we're talking about an asset that is ISO 222 compliant. We already know that that is coming very, very soon. The future of this market in terms of utility is going to be absolutely massive, and this is going to be one of those coins that are at the heart of it, including XRP, XLM, and many others. This is such a huge gem. Let's actually talk about it. So first off, we do see our XDC Xinfin is going to be a financial powerhouse in a new financial world order of digital trade finance. Undervalued now, but in the near future term, $200 to $300 per XDC token is very likely, and that's just the beginning if you understand. And of course, we do see people speculating like, what is this based on? Because it is a massive, it's a substantial amount. $200 to $300 per XDC. That's almost, astronomical, especially if you're holding like 10,000 plus, XDC. So we do see here, we've exhausted these figures. Even 1% of the global trade finance market captured would put XDC at $100 to $400. Xinfin is the first blockchain ever to partner with the CFTC. And again, when we're talking about XDC, it has a ton of upside potential. A lot of people who are in many other assets are in XDC. I think XDC is, future proof. I think it has a ton of upside potential. You can pretty much get this on major markets, by the way. If you guys have been looking into it, you can get it on KuCoin as well as all these other asset or exchanges as well for, many other assets as well. So definitely look into it if you guys haven't already, and definitely do more research because I'm only giving you guys the basis points here. But we do see here, reimagine trade finance with Xinfin, a $19 trillion industry. And this is pretty much a breakdown of the speed and efficiency of XDC, in terms of its finality and all that kind of stuff. It makes it very good in terms of really kind of working within the global trade finance market. Reasons being is because it does allow for a lot more efficiency in terms of scalable, as well as, major innovation to the scene in general, because we do see here right now with bank intermediation, it's a problem, right? We've talked about bank intermediation in terms of cross-border payments as well. We've talked about how it's slow, how it's costly. It sucks, right? Working with banks sucks. I work with banks on a day-to-day basis to do cross-border transactions, and to settle these payments, to actually really kind of do anything in terms of cross-border payments and stuff, it really does suck. Now, we do see here, according to the World Trade Organization, 80 to 90% happens through credit and insurance guarantees that are short-term in nature. Banks offer this financing to importers and exporters through their suite of trade finance products and agreements based on trust. Letters of credit, LC, and documentary collections, DC, allow these banks and firms to manage risk associated with international trade. Now, This could all be streamlined by something like XDC, right? I've discussed why the trade finance market is huge before. This is a huge, massive $19 trillion market. And when we're talking about that ISO 222 model, it has connections to major banks. It has connections to Swift. It has connections everywhere, right? And when we're talking about those messaging systems, and we're talking about something like XDC, where it could, have the potential to really streamline, something like this and actually have it scale and work more efficient, I think that is great. We actually see here the public network. Now, this is the hybrid architecture behind it, right? The public network is shared by all users like retail participants, while also giving enterprises the option to host their own private networks, such as banks and other institutions. So they would benefit from working with XDC to allow for all of this to be grasped. The 2,000 plus transactions per second, the fraction of a cent fee, of course, as well as the 2-second finality. So when we're talking about what or why XDC would be chosen for the trade finance market, it's because of how fast it could be streamlined. It's how fast it could scale this massive market. This is a huge industry that is set for disruption. I've always discussed these major markets that are set for disruption by digitization, tokenization, or just crypto in general. And XDC is a front runner at that. Now, of course, when we're looking at the chart for XDC, I think that this chart looks extremely bullish. When we're talking about the all-time chart, look at how bullish this looks. Looks like it's repeating this nice pattern again. Next breakout point could lead us to 50 cents to $1 alone. I'm watching this fairly closely. Now, we also see here that Xinfin, or XDC, has a massive Q4 roadmap. Do you even realize how bright and huge our future with Xinfin Official within Google Chrome? Keep building ordinary things done consistently, create extraordinary results. We actually see here XDC Pay allows users to access and run XDP OS, which is point of sale, enable distributed applications on the browser. XDC Pay also lets the user create and manage their own identities via private keys, local client, wallet, etc. A fork from MetaMask, XDC Pay is Google Chrome extension that allows users to interact with their wallet and send and receive tokens within Google Chrome. This is pretty huge. Again, here's that Q4. This is that major innovation. And of course, we also see other stuff in terms of XDC Explorer, XDC Governance Portal, as well as my contract. So a lot of things happening. I think that this is great. Ton of innovation happening with XDC and within Xinfin. We also see here global banks and central banks are preparing for XDC by deceiving people with Bitcoin, Ripple, and all this other stuff. I don't know too much about that, to be honest with you, but we do know that XDC has major connections to banks around the world. We actually see here Xinfin's XDC network, the first blockchain company to join the global TFD initiative. Again, huge innovation. R3 Corda now has a bridge to public blockchains with arrival of Ethereum-based XDC. This goes back to March, by the way. We even see our Circle, USDC ecosystem spotlight. IDCM crypto exchange along with Alpha Wallet, Change Now, Loopring, Salt platform, and Xinfin, the latest companies to support USDC. And again, here's XDC at the heart of many, R3 Corda. If you guys haven't looked into R3 Corda, definitely look into a lot of things that they are working within XDC. Like XDC is the main fuel for Corda right now. I think there's so much in terms of these two working together. And this is huge. I think when we're talking about the long-term growth of just R3 Corda and XDC, it is such a massive asset to hold. This is huge, all right? And there's a lot of stuff even, in terms of R3 Corda, like here is the, Ripple and R3 collaboration with Ripple and, R3. If you guys are holding XRP, definitely look in to XDC because this is huge in terms of trade finance. Like I said, cross-border transactions, repo, bonds, all of this stuff goes hand in hand. If we're looking at massive gains in terms of XRP, look into massive gains into XDC. We even see here, think about this. XDC is revolutionizing trade finance with a 12 billion circulating supply and targeting trillions. We only have 20K accounts right now with more than 500 XDC. What does this mean? It's being kept quiet so elites can buy. Once retailers join / notices, rip pennies. And this is, in my opinion, the base point. We need a major exchange first off. Like we need a lot more exchanges in terms of, getting this asset to a major class of individuals because right now we only have $6 million in volume. That is absolutely nothing. When this actually starts pumping to $2 billion plus in volume, that's where the real value lies. And we will get there. Trust me, we will. But again, Solana is a small baby compared to what ROI will XDC have when it's unleashed. And this is the truth, right? Again, we're talking about these major innovative assets. I've talked about DAG, I've talked about XDC, I've talked about XLM, XRP, QNT. All of these assets are doing incredible things. And talking about, QNT, we actually see here, this all goes back to, again, QNT's ODAP partners, CBDCs, all that kind of stuff. When we're talking about all of these major platforms, all of these are going to be connected through Overledger to really connect everything together. This is allowing interoperability between all of these major networks, and XDC is also mentioned. R3 Corda, again, this is all playing a huge role in the future system. Understand what you hold, especially buying at 10 cents. It's absolutely crazy to me that we are still here. Even see it. It absolutely amazes me that XDC is still hovering in the 10-cent range. Either price is being suppressed for now, or people are stupid and not buying. There's so much value behind XDC. I've done breakdowns of it in terms of R3 Corda and how many connections there actually is to the banking sector, the financial sector. This is a huge fintech asset. And at a $1.2 billion market cap at 10 cents, this is probably one of the most suppressed and undervalued assets in this space in terms of fintech. And I am so excited for the real breakout to happen on XDC. I just can't believe that we are at these prices. These are prices that we've seen back in August, and we are back here, right? So I think that this is extremely undervalued. Of course, do your own research before buying or anything like that. But I think that this is a major undervalued gem. And the innovation that's happening right now, the global trade finance market, or industry, I should say, is such a huge connection to XDC. And I think that XDC could really disrupt that scene. And when we're talking about that, they're really gunning for it. And just imagine $1 trillion moving over XDC. Just imagine what that would do to the price if the volume in a 24-hour span is $6 million. Just imagine that. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on. If you guys do more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.